I've been playing video games my entire life. And there are those out there that would say that it's a waste of time. That's okay. I don't need anyone's approval for getting lost in a great story. From storming Ganon's castle as a child, fighting the hordes of hell in Doom, or using space magic in Destiny. Video games are at their best when the story is at its best, and I've always been one to fight against skipping cutscenes. I feel as though the games are on a downhill roll these days, though, for many reasons. Myself and friends struggle to find a new game to get lost in. Every game's got microtransactions, seasonal content, rising cost, and political influence. They're becoming less and less of what they used to be. Most individuals my age have a full-time job, and we have children to care for. We have to work overtime just to afford the bills, so spare time is a precious commodity, and there are those of us that are no longer willing to waste the time and money on games that just aren't worth it anymore. Luckily, I have some great friends, and over the past 3 years of streaming, I've made some great friends. And when there isn't much new, there's always the classics. So some of us decided to make content with older games we never finished. With that, the legend of ATTK was born, and the first game we chose was Diablo 2 Resurrected. Well, if you couldn't tell from my boomer-like introduction to this video, we are all, as far as I know, in our 30s, with maybe an exception. It's really not polite to ask. I can't keep up with the trends and the skibbity toilet stuff to save my life. That means we grew up in the way before, when buying a physical copy of a game was your only option. My introduction to gaming was Super Mario Bros. On the NES, as cliche as that sounds, but it's true. I was young enough that I can't actually remember if my parents bought it outright or if it was given to us from someone. One of my core memories is getting so far in that game that when my parents said we were leaving for the day, I paused it and was able to continue it 4 hours later.
And I definitely need to turn that screen shake off. Really making my eyeballs.
Go in the goddamn burning building. What are you doing?
Area, right? Yeah, this is burial grounds. Yep.
Oh, I thought we were clearing this area first.
Yep, we're clearing.
A great memory I have is Diablo. I was still young enough that I don't remember if my dad bought it or if it was just given to him, just like the NES. He wasn't much of a gamer, but he would entertain us on the old IBM computer. I played that game for what seems like forever. And playing it, my brother, cousins, and friends got into it too, and I was actually the first to get to Diablo and beat him. It was on a day that we were all there at my house or something too, so it must have been Thanksgiving, but yeah, I beat him in front of everybody.
Eat the real cat? This early in the game? Wow. So eat the real cat.
I didn't get Diablo 2 as a kid, unfortunately. I honestly don't think the computer we had at the time could play it, although I could be wrong. The Nintendo 64 and PlayStation came out pretty close to the same time, so my request for Christmas was for those instead. Although my friend had it, and we would take turns building up characters on their computer over sleepovers. Instead of sneaking out and getting into trouble, we were there playing Diablo 2. I'm just kidding, we still snuck out and got into trouble. Guys, I just can't carry anymore. We are a group of gamers and streamers that banded together to enjoy some older or less than popular games. Myself and I think almost all of the other members never beat Diablo through hell difficulty, so it seemed like it was the obvious choice. Holy cow! The name ATTK is an homage to a specific game. If you don't get it, I promise you will one day. The team consists of 5 full-time members. There have been others that either started with us or joined for a few nights in the middle of it, but we will only focus on the main members with honorable mentions. Snozberry is a Twitch streamer and YouTube creator online. I credit him for being the first person to ever raid me while I was streaming, and that was back in the early days. I was literally streaming off of 2 sawhorses in an unair-conditioned garage with 0 viewers. I couldn't have had more than 4 megabytes worth of upload speed at the time too, so playing Destiny 2 was a pixelated mess. I've followed him ever since. Arachnid Architect and myself have a very long history together. We were playing solitaire on computers during typing class for my freshman year. I only ever started streaming because he lives across the country and we decided to stay in touch by playing online games, and I figured, why the hell not? He doesn't stream very often, but does make YouTube videos from time to time. He's probably the best friend that I've ever had. White Flame is someone who I've basically just met through this new team and playthrough for Diablo. I can say without a shadow of a doubt he was probably the best player on the team, with Snoz as a close second. Every day we logged in to play, he would routinely drop all kinds of loot on the ground from farming on the off days. If I do my job well, you'll see throughout the video that he obviously put in the most effort. Kato was a colleague of mine. We met through work, and you always knew he was playing because you could hear his skeleton army. It's like he's carrying around trash bags full of bones. He has proven to be a pretty good friend, even if he is a better friend than a Diablo player. That's right, I said it. As for myself, I am Mothman7358. I have been streaming on Twitch for almost 3 years now over the span of several games. I just like to play. This whole streaming YouTube thing has turned into a hobby that I really enjoy doing, so even if it never goes anywhere, I'll still enjoy watching my creations and progress over time. Given that we all have lives, full-time jobs, and families, we were only able to dedicate 2 nights a week, and I mean 3 to 5 hours a night. Us old folk need our sleep, so even when I have off the next day, I still got shit to do. Some of us would farm here and there on off nights to try and get better gear, but most of us just stuck with the 2 nights a week. However, even with a 2-night-a-week schedule, it wasn't exactly hard to get through normal difficulty on Diablo 2. I can see certain parts being difficult, but it generally only took a couple of tweaks, perhaps a change of weapon or a new strategy, and you were past whatever roadblock was in front of you.
The maggot lair.
Whoever designed the maggot lair should have a bad credit score permanently for the rest of their lives. It doesn't matter how you prepare for the maggot lair. It's just this long, stretched out hallway, and you're forced to go in a single file line the entire way. It sucks.
Right, guys, not so tight. I can't even, like, move.
We originally started with Snoz as the assassin, White Flame as the sorceress, Kato as the Amazon, Arachnid Architect as the necromancer, and myself as a barbarian. I am guilty of playing barbarian on a lot of my playthroughs with the game, and it wasn't until later that I found out just how fun and effective a built correctly barbarian could be. But I did 0 research before jumping in and just thought that the jump attack was a lot of fun. Kato ended up not enjoying the Amazon after 1 or 2 nights and changed to a necromancer as well. I'm not sure if you've ever played with more than one necromancer in a party, but it basically sounds like they're carrying bags of bones and shaking them constantly. However, I can't say much bad because when you needed them, they were effective, and I'm saying that as what was supposed to be the tank.
No, I added a skill tree, so anytime instead of weaken, Anytime you guys kill something,
Oh god.
it should give the attacker health.
Oh man. You guys are freezing me.
Look, I'm gonna do some wiping shit.
I should come clean. I'm absolutely horrible when it comes to organization. See, this whole project took a little over 2 months to complete, and in that time I've cleaned up my computer on multiple occasions. So I've actually lost most of the footage from the normal difficulty playthrough, with the exception of Let's Play videos that I put on YouTube. The only footage that I actually have for the normal playthrough is Act 2.
I know, it must suck for whoever's down there.
I can always jump back though.
Yeah. Alright.
Who's flaming who's now? Jeez, we're just laying siege to that. Oh hey.
Although, as I mentioned before, normal difficulty was not a challenge, and we were able to get through it very quickly.
Stab in the orifice. Alright. How do we train that lightning bolt? I want that lightning bolt. Okay,
Yeah,
so
here we go.
behind that door is the beetle guy. Are you in?
Yep.
Alright, go get him. Ay, 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 ay. I'm actually impressed. Woo! That was a straight up tank and spank.
Hey, yeah, it was. Nice job.
Straight up.
We're looking for the Den of Evil. The Den of Evil. If you find the Den.
It was right around the time we started Nightmare difficulty that I realized my Barbarian wasn't built incredibly well. However, at this time, it still wasn't a big problem. Nightmare difficulty really isn't a whole lot worse than normal difficulty, which was surprising to me, although there were signs that things had gotten worse.
You hit him like 4 times. I was like, holy cow.
Kato's skeleton army was at full effect by this point, bones chattering everywhere. The heavy hitters were still White Flames and Snoz, though. White Flames with his sorcerer was doing great AoE damage, and so was Snoz with his lightning traps. Me? I was just jumping on shit.
And this map is kind of a fixed map where upper right is always going to be the monastery. A fiery. Little fireball to me.
I wonder how much of a pain in the ass the smith's gonna be. Despite my poor build planning, we were making very good progress on Nightmare. There had been a couple of deaths here and there, but nothing that really stopped us in our tracks. Even Andariel wasn't that big of a deal.
There's some Supermanas right there.
I am somewhat concerned.
Is he cold or lightning?
Poison.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Oh no! Whoa! Man, that poison hits hard.
Damn.
I can't carry it. Let the gate be open.
Up.
Just like when I was a child, I could not skip the cinematics. All 3 playthroughs live on stream, I played the cinematics from start to finish. The story will always be my favorite part.
Had cornered a great demon, Baal, Lord of Destruction, who had been set loose upon the world. They attempted to imprison the demon.
Got it.
I'm so not ready for this.
Oh, we're in it now. It's too late.
So you guys want to take point, huh? Alright, let's go.
I'm scared.
I shove you in from behind. Here I come. There's a blue up here. Have fun.
I'm going to bring up this point several times because it cannot be expressed enough. Whoever designed the maggot lair should be condemned to a life of walking barefoot on Legos while simultaneously hitting their shins on the corners of sharp coffee tables.
Thank you.
Stacking here like sardines.
I can't.
Alright. This, yeah, that needs to squish up to the top corner. Maggot layer is already constrictive enough. I don't need the map blocking my center of my screen. Oh god. Like, that's a lot of mini bugs, man.
Oh no, I'm stuck!
Level 2's right here. I like it.
At this point in our Nightmare playthrough, I was realizing that the attributes I've invested into for my Barbarian weren't exactly effective. Although I had not actually sat down and planned a new build, so I had yet to respect my character. Other players on our team, such as Snoz, had a plan from the very beginning. See, he had played Diablo 2 all the way up to Hell mode solo before, so he already pretty much had a good idea of what would work. However, there were certain rare situations where this plan would become obsolete, and you'll see what I mean with time. White Flame was still using a sorceress at this time and was very effective, although I'm not sure what strategy or actions he chose to build into. Kato obviously built everything into summons, and Architect was dabbling in a few different things because he was in the same boat I was, trying stuff out to see what worked before he respect his character. This was one of those loot dumps from White Flames that he would routinely drop for everybody from farming. At this point in the game, I thought I had a pretty good loot stash going. I had a good amount of runes. I just learned how to upgrade runes and equipment with runes. I had a few perfect gems, but realistically I was still lost in what to do with it. Snoz and White Flame knew a lot about it, so I learned from them and Google, of course, and began to slowly upgrade my items in preparation for the difficulty ahead.
If you wanted. What is going on with my belt, and why do I have so few potions? My gosh.
I can't carry
It's no wonder why I'm running out of potions fast as fuck. Put on an 8-slot belt. We need to go get a different belt.
What's up, Mass? How are you doing, my good sir? Before you knew it, we were back to Duriel in nightmare mode.
Now, you're either in or
Wasn't
you're out.
anybody where I was at. Bro, he's stacked.
I just put a town portal up, but I'm hoping it'll work.
Alright, I just got the massive lightning bolt out. Bye-bye, Duriel.
Oh, that's a lot of town portals. Thanks.
Yeah, he didn't drop shit!
That was terrible loot.
Except for this saber I picked up.
I saw a Shamshir, yeah. Shamshir.
Down to the right.
The beginning sections of Karast and the higher difficulties are almost as bad as the Maggot Lair. Just a whole lot of ads, close quarters, and not a lot of places to run to. This is where my barbarian really started getting tested.
He put something in the chat a little bit ago that said "Be right back," but that was a
Not to
while.
mention the maze-like setup of the Karast swamp and looking for everything. I mistook the spider cavern for the Arachnid lair every single playthrough. Even though I was trying out a lot of different things, my barbarian was still heavily built into the leap attack at this point. I wasn't dying every few minutes, so I wasn't pressured into rebuilding quite yet, although that would change.
Almost got him. Almost got him. Not today, game.
All in all, Act 3 in Nightmare Mode wasn't really that difficult either. It was more challenging than the normal difficulty, obviously, however, not by a whole lot. We were able to get through it fairly quickly with some speed bumps.
Damn it, dude.
Those little guys hurt so bad.
It's fucking ridiculous. I
They
think
about
that little
one-shot
bastard
me,
hit me
dude.
twice.
Yeah, he about killed me again too.
Lower left.
No, what the
That doesn't-
fuck?
That doesn't help us with the other problem.
Oh no, they're gonna get me, they're gonna get me.
Doesn't help the fucking corpses were blocking my throws.
The Durance of Hatred was my first wake-up call that I couldn't put off changing my character build for much longer. All of a sudden enemies would kill me with 1 or 2 shots, and there wasn't any amount of jumping that I could do to stop it. It's solely thanks to the team that we made it through and was actually able to beat Mephisto. I pretty much got hard carried here.
Everybody down here?
Except Mothman.
Oh, I'm here.
Nothing's here. About to get crazy. And there's nothing I can do about it. This guy is really lightning resistant. So there's like a boss in each corner, and then Mephisto is going to be straight up to the left. So we want to kill all the
Is there any
sub-bosses.
sort of resistance I should be putting on?
Thinking he's lightning? Not positive. Because all the sub-bosses are other different stuff, so...
Oh
Alright,
shit, he's right there.
he's there. Just don't go to the left.
Okay, yeah,
While
yeah,
we're
yeah,
fighting.
yeah.
If you go to the left while we're fighting them, we're going to get the other mini bosses. We don't want that.
We want them all.
No, we don't.
Hey, bring 'em all.
Absolutely not. No, we don't.
I'm going now. Too late. You already talked about it. I'm off.
Done. Get your soul stones. Get your freshly. Oh my god.
Nightmare difficulty went like this pretty much the whole way through, so let's skip to the good stuff. It was at the beginning of Hell difficulty that I made my biggest mistake of the entire video. You see, after we finished Act 5 in Nightmare mode, we were too curious not to play Hell mode as soon as the cinematic was over. So we as a team set out to get some XP and clear out some areas to see how tanky the enemies were going to be. As a team, it was good. It wasn't impossible, although the difficulty spike from Nightmare to Hell is way bigger than from normal to Nightmare. We decided to clear out a cave. Unbeknownst to us, the community around us had been selling Stones of Jordan. When we made it to the bottom of the cave, we were met with Uber Diablo, and there was absolutely nothing we could do. Uber Diablo regens health, and we had no answer for that with the current team that we had, so at that point we had to call it a night. I called it my biggest mistake of this entire playthrough and video because that is the one clip that I do not have. I don't remember if I stopped recording after Act 5 or let the video expire in Twitch, but I do not have the clip with Uber Diablo, and it pisses me off. By this point, I had already changed the stats on my Barbarian twice, so there was no going back. Thanks to some research online and a viewer on my Twitch stream, I got some really good ideas though. I decided to heavily build into War Cries and Whirlwinds so that I could buff teammates and stun enemies. I would basically buff then stun lock groups of enemies, and for the most part it would work. However, in this difficulty I would still die quite a bit. Another big change to the group was one made by White Flame. Realizing we had no answer for Uber Diablo, he went back and created a paladin, then literally replayed that character all the way back up to Hell mode where the team was. He was by far the MVP of the playthrough.
Oh shit, I accidentally fucking touched Deckard Cain. Fuck.
Another issue we were running into was quest progression. I'm not sure if it's just glitchy or if it just can't be done, but we would routinely run into issues that one player wouldn't get quest progression and would have to replay certain areas, which is why I was upset at releasing Deckard Cain.
Alright, go turn that in. And then you'll probably get the quest to kill Andariel. And we can go all the way down.
Dying was a big part of Hell difficulty as well. I wouldn't say I died all the time, but it would happen somewhat often. I wasn't alone either.
And it was saying it was released in 99, and I'm like, the fuck it was? I had that shit when I was still living with my first mother-in-law in like 96. Yes.
Like that portal.
I keep getting fucking butt rubbed. Oh no! There's too many guys out here. They're gonna kill me.
That doesn't sound like I want to take that portal.
Oh my god! Yep, dead again.
Oh, Jesus. We're surrounded. Oh yeah, Moonpox. Moonpox is kind of like Griswold. He's not great. And not only that, he's really hard to see because his life bar is like small. Okay, so that dog is lightning immune. If you could get rid of that dog, that would help me out considerably. Because he's like sitting on my trap. Okay, he's done. There we go. That was fun. Yeah, there's a
outburst kind of thing, yeah.
Alright, who died and put this 53 gold on the ground?
That's definitely me.
53 whole gold.
I can't get McDonald's now.
I guess I'm gonna have to take this to get to level 3. Oh, you guys aren't even. Oh, yeah, you guys are.
No! Why did I run in the middle of that bullshit?
Negative vibes.
Let's let the skeletons do some of the work.
I fucking tried, man. I wanted them to do the work. Send the dead things to fucking do the heavy work for sure.
When you're poisoned, you're probably gonna die.
This guy keeps healing.
Yeah, he does. Where's the no monster
Oh,
heal?
son of a.
I got you.
This is where White Flame's Paladin and the Necromancer summons became crucial.
Oh, I was not prepared for all the dead things to disappear.
Bread, poppers.
Yeah, we all died. I mean,
Oh my!
I don't even know if we had any, but yeah, we did.
I'm so broke right now.
Okay, so somebody is immune to lightning down there.
Hopefully it passes over quick for you.
Temple, or the
Yeah, maggot lair. Maggot lair. Under the far oasis.
Fun.
Fucking maggot lair.
Yep.
Nuts to butts,
Maggot
boys.
lair.
Nuts to butts.
Oh no!
Heart the Howler coming in from behind. Oh my god.
Hell difficulty was hard enough, however, there were always locations more difficult than the last. Our third run through the maggot lair was absolute torture. Single file line, almost everything was immune to lightning, so Snoz didn't have an answer for most things, and everything slowed us. I wouldn't necessarily say it was the most difficult part in the game, but it was definitely top 3 most annoying places in the game for sure.
Now those death beetles gotta go. Holy shit.
Slowly but surely we pushed through Act 1 and Act 2 of Hell. I could notice that I was dying much more often, but it wasn't really slowing us down. Having the full team go through it gave us the benefit of accenting each other's strengths and weaknesses. I could tell that I became viable after making the Warcry changes. Not only was I surviving more, but I was benefiting the team a lot more by stun locking enemies and buffing team members. I should have focused on that much earlier. However, my smooth brain told me to pick Barbarian and swing axes. Meanwhile, everyone else had already built a solid support structure to their characters. Better late than never, I suppose.
No.
Am I useful here? Wow. I'm useful. Oh, there's a boss here. Yeah, I think the purple shield is physical, not positive.
Hell difficulty on Diablo 2 Resurrected, in all honesty, isn't that terrible. It's like playing Blood on the middle difficulty. You're gonna die. It will happen. Not getting trapped is the trick.
Dude, my health dropped so fucking fast.
You'll have to excuse the language moving forward. Dying in video games brings the sailor out in all of us.
Very well. Yeah, I insta-popped. Alright. Come on, man. It's the leader.
Yeah, the leader of dying.
Before you knew it, we were all back in the swamps of Karast. By this time, everyone had already changed all their stats and abilities, so whether it was efficient or whether it worked, or whether we even liked it or not, we were all locked in on what we had, and the only choice we had was to make it work.
No big deal.
Yeah, I'm totally useful here. Here, I'll make orange fire. There you go. Looks pretty anyways. It's funny how I'm throwing the grenades so skillfully through the thatched roof.
This Doom Ape is taking 0 damage.
Run, Caleb.
Yeah, you guys aren't with the group.
No, we're
You
way
guys
back
are
here just fighting one thing and it's just not taking anything.
Here, let me see if I can come back.
By this point in the game, it seemed like I was running into a familiar problem. The game was beginning to get stale and I was having less and less fun. Had it not been for the team dedicating ourselves to beating it all the way through, I would have likely stopped playing already. Around this part in the game, I myself started to feel as though I was not contributing to the team, whether it be from dying or not offering enough team-building abilities. I did find a little bit of a groove here and there to fall into, but the last 2 acts was a bit of a grind.
I like the Dark Lords when they're on our side.
I think I found level 2.
You found.
The later stages of this game and this difficulty can be punishing. I'm sure there are players out there that may watch this video and be able to point out everything that I did wrong, and they would be right to do so, but this video isn't about the 3,000 hour tryhard or the player that has all the answers. It's about players that just decided to pick up the game one day and get through it from start to finish with little to no experience or prior knowledge building.
Oh, he's hard for y'all, but he ain't hard for me. That little fist icon.
Even after all the deaths and frustration, I was still having fun with my friends. You can only get mad for so long before you realize how stupid it is. You gotta accept the loss and move on. Without the team, it would not have been as fun.
To search the bazaars and blah blah blah. You probably want to do that.
And throughout it all, I still could not skip a single cinematic. I remember being a kid watching these videos thinking it was the coolest shit ever. Adults told me, or they always told me when I was a kid, that video games would make me stupid. And here I was buying and reading Sin War books because of Diablo.
That was so bad. What did we walk into?
I like picked up all your gold and then it killed me instantly, like instant
I don't know,
karma.
but they got lightning.
Yeah, they hurt. Don't take my ball.
Yeah, they got lightning down there. I'm gonna put.
Once we made it to Act 4, we started running into enemies we could not do anything for. Whether it be they had too much of ability resistance or we didn't have enough of ability resistance. We got trapped several times, but lucked out and was able to move forward each time.
Take snobs.
My portal's at the top. My portal's good. But I don't know where all these little mini guys are coming from. And they're lightning immune. So I'm gonna need help killing these. Wow.
My corpse has passed all of them.
I'm gonna need to. I gotta go. He literally just stripped steel from Shane's son.
It did.
Your soul is mine. What?
No!
Alright, let's get my lightning more directly on him. These pit lords down here.
Eventually we made it back to Diablo. And if you wonder what Uber Diablo looks like, it's this. Same color but with way more HP. One thing I can say about Hell difficulty is we often found the rooms of enemies way more difficult than the actual bosses, which is wild to me.
No, don't punch him.
He
Get your
did.
shit.
He did. I'm gonna have to say, hold on, I'm gonna wait. Diablo's a bitch. He's a little bitch. I don't even think that was, like, these bosses were really disappointingly easy compared to the monsters in the level.
Yeah, the level was way harder than him.
But we still had one more act and one more boss to face.
Anywhere near bad, I'm out. I can't be getting hit by anything. Like, I can get lucky and maybe block a third of the time or 2/3 of the time, but outside of that, oh my god, that thing just ran straight for me.
By this time we were all ready to be done with it. ready for the long road to end and ready for victory over the goal we set almost 2 months prior. Only thing stood in our way was Act 5 and Baal.
Right, stick together so that
Behind that wall in a minute.
kind of had a problem last time.
Move down.
It might even be an optional quest, honestly. Let me. Oh, you guys are getting frosted from the left.
There's a car in the water.
Let me put some traps up in there.
I knew that it was real bad.
Oh, there we go. My speed's back. It's good.
We actually got to find out that if you town portal out while you're in the middle of the Guardian fight on the top of Mount Ariad, it resets the Guardians. So we got to fight them twice.
Gonna fucking level up at least.
It's not.
Every time you open a town portal, they reset. It closes the town portal. And
Hey, I could revive some of those motherfuckers.
oh, they did some sort of slow. What is that? Oh, ha, ha, ha. Shut up. We're about to loot your corpse and blow it up. Pop. And those guys are super.
Wow.
Like, I don't know who they're hitting, but whoever they're hitting, man, you're taking it.
To be fair, Baal ended up being a much bigger challenge than Diablo himself. I know he is supposed to be, but it was a lot more than I initially expected. Between the tentacles from the ground to his elemental damage, I found myself running for cover more than anything. If I died, I would find my body trapped behind a bad spot and would have to strategically get my loot back before refilling my belt and starting back on offense. Even after using every mana potion I had left with no money left from dying so much, it was now or never. But we were able to defeat Baal in hell difficulty.
Had to say it,
I don't
didn't
know
I?
why, but it filled everything with mana instead of fucking health. It's fucking ridiculous.
What are you, Bertrand? Daddy. It's like
Throw
daddy.
the grenade. Oh my goodness. You will not.
Ah!
Got him.
Ah.
Look at his little ghostly head of disbelief.
And just like that, we defeated Diablo 2 Resurrected from normal difficulty all the way through hell difficulty. We had completed what we set out to do, something that took almost 2 months for us. We had finally finished it. It took a group of guys with full-time jobs, families, and responsibilities around 2 months to finish the game from start to finish. Easiest to hardest. The Dad Squad was able to complete the task. 2 of these guys I know from day-to-day life, another from streaming online, and another I just met. But from the beginning to end, we worked together, gave each other shit the entire way, and made it happen. I know this may seem trivial to some, perhaps it isn't even the biggest accomplishment to others. After all, it's just another damn video game. But for 2 months, I knew what I was doing every Friday and Sunday night. I knew the squad was getting together to move to a shared goal It shouldn't matter what or how big that goal is. And even though there were times that I just didn't want to play because it got stale, but I just felt so much better that we were able to complete it. Now, ATTK can move on to other games, so the legend continues.